Hey yogi, and welcome to this yoga practice for flexible legs. This is a great way to just build that flexibility in your backs of your legs, your hamstrings, your calves, even your glutes and hips. And it's also great for people who are working up to the splits. We're going to work with a bit of active and passive flexibility, which is what we need to gain that sustainable, safe flexibility. You won't need any props. You could use blocks if you wanted, and just your yoga mat. So when you're ready, make your way down to lie on your back. So just coming all the way down onto your back and finding that comfortable supine position with your knees bent and your feet planted into the floor. Allow a moment for yourself to settle. Let your weight be heavy into the mat. And just start to calm and slow your breath down. Now, as you breathe, start to sway your knees side to side like windscreen wipers, gently massaging your lower back into the floor and just using this movement to check in with your hips. And last one here. And then extend your left leg out along the floor. Reach your right leg up to the sky. So starting already with that active flexibility, that's where we use our own strength to get us into the position rather than gravity or our hands to pull us into the stretch. You can start to bend and straighten your leg. If it doesn't go all the way straight, that's okay. Just take it to that point that feels like enough of a stretch. And last one, now extend into that leg. Reach, reach, reach like you're trying to get your toes to the sky. And then you can hold onto the back of your leg and exhale into a more passive stretch where you just let the weight of the leg come into the hands. And you can use your hands to gently draw the leg closer towards you, but only if that feels okay. You don't feel you have to get your foot all the way to your face. Just take it to the point that feels good on your body. You can flex and point your toes here. And then I'll give you two options. So we're going to bend the knee deeply, bring your left hand to your right foot and bring it over into a twist. If this is enough, keep that deep bend in the right knee, or if you already feel quite open in that right hamstring, you can straighten your leg into that twist. And really breathe now into the space where you feel the twist and keep stretching into that right heel to feel the stretch coming into the outside of your hip and down the back of your leg, your IT band. Good, now release your hand from your foot. Use your strength to bring your leg all the way back down and come to lying on your back. And we'll take it to the other side now. So bring your left knee in and then straighten your leg, or almost straighten your leg. You'll start to notice one side is tighter than the other. Just check into which side it is. We're just bending and straightening this left leg now, nice and active. Feel strong as you do this. Good, last one. Stay with that leg extended. Reach, reach, reach. Can you reach your toes to the sky? Inhale, and then exhale, reach for that thigh and just move into that more passive stretch. Good. Now on your exhale, bend your knee, reach for your left toe or outside of your foot with your right hand and bring it across into that twist. Option to keep your knee bent or to stretch deeply into that left leg. And the further up you have your left foot towards your shoulder, the more challenging it will be. So you can take it a little bit more down towards the side if you need to. Couple more breaths here, right into that space where you feel the twist. And now from your seated position, make your way over into a tabletop. We'll just warm up the spine a little bit here. So ground into your hands, knees hip width distance apart. Inhale, open up your chest for a cow spine. Exhale, round the back, tuck the chin into your cat spine. Just with that breath now. Inhale, open up your chest. Exhale, round your back, tuck everything under. A couple more. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round. And again. Nice, last one. Good, and now tuck your toes under. Sweetly bring yourself up and back into downward facing dog. If your heels don't reach the mat, that's okay. Just bend your knees, but try not to bring the weight forward into the shoulders. And in your downward dog, you can pedal out the feet a little bit. And then we'll reach that right leg high for your three-legged dog. Keep the hips square towards the mat and push down through your left heel. Now inhale, lift onto the ball of the left foot. Exhale, lower. Keep that right leg lifting high. Feel that stretch. Active flexibility here. Strength to keep that right leg up. Lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. Now bring your right knee underneath you. Draw it through and step it between the hands. Give it that extra boost if it needs, if you didn't step all the way. Come nice and high on your fingers into a runner's lunge. Inhale, exhale, slide the hips back for a long pyramid. Maybe you flex your toes as well. Notice if your hips have opened out, can you square them off? So a little bit right hip back, left foot forward. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, send it back. And again, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, send it back, lift your toes. One more, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, slide back, hold your pyramid this time. If you want a little weird foot stretch, you can also tip your right toes in here. So you'll feel that stretch coming into the soleus, so the outside of your foot. Slow. Now from here, turn your foot back. So it's straight, plant your foot down and walk your fingers forward as you float your back foot up into a supported warrior three, or even a standing split if you're feeling a little bit stronger. So really lift into those left toes. And from here, bend your left knee in like you're trying to bring your heel to your bottom. Exhale, stretch up. Again, using strength and flexibility. Bend and straighten, and again, bend and straighten. Nice. Now lower that back foot down. Sweep your right foot back up into your three-legged dog, and then plant it down for your downward dog. Good. Take one full breath here. And then we'll go on to the other side. Left leg reaches. Reach it really tall. Rise onto the ball of your right foot and then exhale and push down through your heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Can you straighten out your left leg more? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then draw your knee through. Step it all the way forward. Come high on your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slide it back, pyramid pose. And again, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, slide it back. One more. And back into that pyramid pose. Lift your toes now. If you need to keep a little bend in either of your knees, that's okay. Again, you can take that foot stretch if that felt good on the other side. And then plant your foot down, walk your fingers forward, float your back leg up, standing split. Bow your head down, bend your right knee now, and then stretch it up to the sky. Inhale, bend, exhale, extend. And again, inhale, bend, exhale, extend, reach, 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 reach. Float it back, and then lift up into your three-legged dog once again. Nice. And then plant your foot down. Take that downward dog, and then we'll just come back into a child's pose for a moment. Take a couple of breaths in your child's pose. Give your shoulders and your legs a little break. Good. And then from your child's pose, rise all the way up onto your knees into a lifted kneeling position. Step your right foot forward now into a lunge. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale in your lunge. Exhale, slide your hips back for a half split position. Again, inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, slide it back. One more. Finding that active half split now. Hold it. Maybe even reach your arms forward. Good. And then you can lower your fingers and bow forward into that half split position. If this is enough, stay here. If you feel quite open already and you're working up to your splits, you can try kicking forward using your strength to bring the heel forwards and then start to wiggle that back knee back. Try to keep your hips square if you can. And then maybe you can lower into a longer half split position or even into your full split, the Hanumanasana. And trying to square your hips the whole time. Maybe even point those toes. Breathe. And then we'll lift back up into that half split, meeting in that half split position. Well done. Bend into that knee. You can just give your leg a little wiggle and then step it back into your kneeling position once again. We'll do that on the other side. So now your left foot steps forward into that active low lunge. Engage your core here. Pull your lower belly away from your thigh and inhale. Exhale, slide your hips back and flex your toes. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, send it back. And again, bring it forward and send it back. Nice. And then lower those fingers and bow down into your half split position. A little bit more passive variation here. And you can keep as much of a bend in that front knee as you need. Slow that breath down wherever you are. And option to stay here, or again, maybe you use that strength to kick forward rather than slide forward and make your way down into a split. If you've done my splits videos before, you know I am nowhere near splits on my left side. So if you've got one side you can't do it, that's okay. 2. I just know that if I push myself into the splits on this side, I'm going to hurt myself. And I want to be able to do yoga until I am 90 years old. So I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. Splits is one of those things where we tend to be very ambitious. So just be gentle with yourself. When you've had a go at the splits, if you're trying it, you can drag that foot back into your half split position. And then just give your leg a little wiggle and bring it back again into your kneeling position. And you can just take a little bit of a sway side to side. Notice how it feels. And we'll finish up in our child's pose again. So just bow your head down. You can turn your palms upwards just for a bit of a rest for your wrists and your shoulders. And take a few deep breaths here. I invite you now to bring your hands to heart center, bow your head, and thank yourself for practicing today. Namaste. Thank you so very much for joining me. I really hope that you feel you're making progress with your flexibility. Let me know how it went for you in the comments. And if you're feeling bendy, leave the spaghetti emoji for me so I know you got to the end of the video. If you like flows like this, please let me know what you would like to see next. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my link for 15% off Oli yoga mats in the description. They're the grippiest, most beautiful mats you ever see. And I hope you have the most beautiful day. I will see you in the next one.